Welcome back to the final segment of BFA's On The Ball show. Okay, we've still got a couple of games to talk about, but let's just finish off with Elsa. I guess their winning run continues. Well done to them. Iqbal, you got a minute to tell us a bit more about Elsa, a few players, and I think you want to mention your sponsors as well.
To be honest, I need more than a minute, but I will try and keep it within a minute. I was going to give credit to my right back, Tahmid. Solid, he's my soldier. He's been playing really well. Naeem scored a hat-trick today. Wow. 2 games ago I told him if he doesn't score, I'm going to play him in defence, because it's pointless having a striker who can't score. And he gave me 3 goals today, and I think he scored last week as well, and he was a playmaker as well. Got an assist. So a big credit to all my team, and I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them. And also a big thank you to a new sponsor for Elsa, which is Greenwich Linen Service. The brothers offered to sponsor my team, so thank you very much.
You guys have a fair few people are struggling to get sponsors, and you guys get that's 4
coming out.
Alhamdulillah, no, we have been fighting tooth and nail, and to be honest, our financial situation isn't the greatest. We're not getting massive sponsors, we're getting very small amounts, but every little helps.
It helps. You know? Yeah, of course.
And you got to appreciate that. Definitely. One more thing, Elsa boys, if you're watching, keep up the good work and come on time. It's important.
Okay. All right. And I'm going to give you the final word on Elsa. Obviously, you're an integral part of E7, Prabashi, Elsa. What's the future for Elsa?
Future is really good. Future is bright because you could see the talent Elsa's producing, some local talent, and it's all good. I mean, if E7, some of the boys, I need to name them. Rico, Imran, Emrul Ghazi, Iqbal, thanks a lot for coming. Cassidy, he's been, I can't praise him enough how committed he has been
this season.
Some of the players had genuine reason. I've been getting text messages and I'm really sorry. Genuine reason. Aidan's had a little baby girl. He lives all the way in High Wycombe, so it's a lot for them. They told me during the week they're not going to come. But all the rest of you who promised me they're going to come, shame on you. You shouldn't be playing football anymore because you're letting your teammates down, you're letting your manager down, you're letting yourself down.
Of course.
So don't call me up or say, give me a second chance playing for E7. You shouldn't be playing anymore.
Strong
That's
message.
It, simple.
Yeah.
Very strong message.
Big words, and I guess take heed. And at the end of the day, we talk about it week in, week out. It's more about football, more than just football. It's more about having respect. If you've given your word, if you expect your manager's expecting you to turn up on a Sunday, guys, forget it's E7. We're talking about all teams. If a team and your teammates are expecting you to turn up on a Sunday for whatever the kickoff time, get there, boys. And if you can't, give them more than enough notice so they can sort someone else out. But that's it. Let's move on. Let's talk about things positive. We've got highlights from the FC Bengals and Ace game to come shortly as well, but just quickly from your perspective with regards to Seoul, Sanabai and Shuel, the season's more or less over now. They've got a couple of games before they finish the season, but Sanabai, you watched the game. Seoul, what's your take on them? Where are they going wrong?
Well, they're still learning. I mean, there's a lot of young players in there, and you can see from the frustration they come out with sometimes. I think they can be a much better team. If they just look into things like the temperament, because they do play a wonderful game. I have to admit, they do have quite a few young players who have gelled together quite well.
Definitely.
I suppose there would be a team for the future, but again, they need to look into little bits and pieces they need to iron out, and temperament might be one of the things, because sometimes as youngsters, what seems to happen, that seems to take over the whole situation in the game. The mind goes away from the game and they lose the actual game itself in terms of mentality. I think if they can iron that out a little bit more, I think they'll do much better than they've done so far. I mean, even in the game, I mean, there were, as I said, there were situations where they could have turned it around, made it their game, but unfortunately things didn't go their way. They're probably blamed their free as usual.
This is the problem when decisions don't go their way. They think once, twice, third time on, that's it. They do lose their discipline.
Cool.
In that respect. They really do.
And
I think we're talking off the air as well. Is that when it does happen to a team, I'm totally for it as well. For me, it's fine. I just tell my boys, guys, you need to stay focused because they're down a man or whatever may have happened, and just accept it and move forwards. And the problem is that players, when they're young and they don't realise this, is that yeah, the ref's against us. That's it. They are, you hear these conversations happening. The ref just doesn't want to give us anything. It's not, instead of accepting, okay, that decision hasn't gone our way. The reality is that yes, the ref's going to make a mistake. He's human at the end of the day, but they don't accept that. And it's like the number of times I've watched their games, they're always coming from behind, and they play some fantastic football. I think they're on par where a few years back, Brick Lane were probably in a similar kind of situation where their discipline wasn't there.
Yeah,
they were doing exactly the same kind of thing, as in having a massive barney with the ref for absolutely everything. And now they've got to a point where, okay guys, it's not going our way, but they're playing a better game. I think Seoul can do exactly the same thing if they just focus up a little bit more.
Okay, so that from the message I'm getting there is temperament, guys. Relax a bit more, don't let it get to your head. Decision doesn't go your way, ignore it, move on. And it seems that you're playing good football, but again, it's just maybe your attitude.
So they've got hunger and determination, because when they scored their first goal, they were really up for it, and I thought they might nick this off us, but I just kept on telling my boys, keep at it. But they're a good team, they're a good team. They need a little bit more discipline, and like Sanabay said, the temperament needs to change, and attitude. The quicker you move on from that bad decision, the better for you as an individual.
Sorry, I need to say that about the referees. Sometimes I get the feeling referees getting intimidated from the players itself. They need to show authority. I'm not saying you don't as a referee. I think you've controlled the game really well, but a couple of decisions I feel.
That's not what he said in the car.
Okay, I feel some of the decisions could have been you're getting intimidated by the other opposition player, team player. Yeah. Player made his first mistake, missed time tackle. You could have given him a warning, then rather show him the card. I think it helps sometimes referees talking to their players, even before the game, call the captains over. I'm not trying to tell you your job, but I think it helps. You've been a very good player in the past, and played higher level of football. I think it helps. And I need to say something about the linesmen. They are getting caught up on the sideline banter with the managers and players and whatnot, and they're not even concentrating on the offside rule. Soon as offside line, he's putting the flag up. What's all that about? No, I'm asking the referee the question.
I can't answer that, because I always stay with the line, and that's one of my things that I really concentrate on that a lot. Although I may have a word on the side when the ball's over the side, or someone's trying to make a point or asking time. But other than that, if I'm concentrating on the game. Okay. And I don't think you'll see me off the line at all. And I think even FC Bengal would know that.
Yeah. All right, listen, we can talk about referees till the crows come on, but let's look at some highlights from the day. Like I say, FC Bengals took on Ace today in the big game, big clash of the day, and nearly had a big upset. We'll talk a bit more after we've seen the highlights. I think we've got a few minutes of that, and when we come back, we'll also talk about the other game that took place between Aberfeldy and Shadwell. So enjoy the highlights, and we'll see you in 2 minutes. Right, we're back. So there you have it, FC Bengals, the league winners. Well done, congratulations. Finally, I think it was just a bit of a formality. They did win the league last week, so well done. Winning the league with 3 games left, I believe, but today having their closest game to date. I think Ace had a few new players on board, and plus they did make the most of the ball going out of play, apparently. So, but you use whatever tactics you can do. So well done. You took them to penalties, but I've got to admit they were the worst penalties from both sides. I don't think I saw any decent penalties there, apart from the goalkeeper. Well done. His goalkeeper is the final winning penalty, I think it was as well. So well done to FC Bengals, and unlucky, and commiserations, I guess, to Ace. But I got one question: where was their main striker? Chris, yeah.
Well, he got subbed off last 5 minutes, and by obviously their management, and I was quite surprised. I think that was quite a fundamental mistake. Cup game, 5 minutes left. You know it might very, very strong chance going into penalty shootouts, and you take off your top penalty taker, very calm, composed, and a clinical striker.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't think you can blame the management.
No,
I mean,
it's fundamental though.
Putting it on the management, but they took him 0-0 like 85th minute, and you're.
All right, boys, we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
We've got someone from FC Bengals on the line. I think we have Craig, who was on the show a couple of weeks ago, Craig Tompkins. Craig, how you doing? You okay?
You alright, Imru?
Yeah, not so bad, mate. How are you? Well done.
Yeah.
You made it. You made it.
Before I get started, unlucky today.
No worries. That's just how it goes.
Against Brick Lane.
Yeah, well, what do? You don't get the players. You can't win any game, can you? Really? It's always going to be tough. But well done to you guys. You're winning the league.
Yeah. We
last week
up before Christmas, man. I'm just proud of the boys putting a good shift, turning up every week on time. So I just want to congratulate my boys on putting in that shift and winning the league before Christmas. I also want to give a shout out to Ace, who put in a good shift today. Probably it's about time that a team gave us a challenge.
What was the difference today, Craig, in terms of what did Ace do today that you haven't had for the last,
Today, to me personally, it just seemed Ace were up for it. Like, they came, they knew they're playing FC Bengals. A lot of teams lately, when they come to face us, it's like they have the attitude, we don't want to lose 8-9-0. Whereas Ace just came and just put a shift in. Like, there was a rumour that they put out a few ringers, like they had a few players that don't normally play for them, but we didn't mind that, because it's a challenge. For us, it's a challenge. But they done well, considering they only had one shot on target, but they still battled, which was good. The pitch was even for both of us today.
Craig, I've got a question for you. It's a manager of E7. How did you hear of them rumours they're playing ringers?
Say that again, sorry?
How do you hear that rumour they're playing ringers? I mean, who told you? Who gave you the information?
It's just a rumour flying about. No one told me personally. I was just hearing it on the pitch as well. Like, I can hear some of their players were asking, "What's his name?" Do you know what I mean? Like, if they play for them.
So are you the manager, Craig? Are you the manager of FCs?
What's his name?
Are you the manager?
Am I the manager?
Yeah.
Of who? Bengals? No, I'm the captain.
Oh no, you're saying your boys. I thought you were managing them. Sorry about that. But you're saying no one told you, but you've heard the rumours. If no one told you, how do you hear the rumours?
Because, like I just said, when I'm playing, like when I'm on the pitch, I can one of their players are saying, "What's his name?" Like they're asking another player, "What's that guy's name?" So, like, to me, he don't normally play for them. So why?
I watched the game myself, and I wasn't concentrating on my game over there. I had 7 players on the pitch. Why should you concentrate on that? I was looking at the game myself. I didn't see any ringers playing for Ace. All their players, I know them very well. I don't think they're ringers. So they gave you a good game. It was 0-0. It was 0-0. You won on penalties. You won on penalties, but you have to give them respect for that. Why are you saying coming on the show, giving them,
for this boxing match?
Okay, all right. Listen, guys, Craig. I think take nothing away from both teams today. But I think more importantly, credit goes to you guys. Credit goes to you, Craig, the captain of FC Bengals, and well done to Imran, well done to Jamal, well done to Kausa. Like I say, you've wrapped up the league before Christmas, and that takes to some doing, regardless of what league it is. I don't care what league you're playing in. So you guys are a credit to yourselves. You're a credit to the league. Congratulations. But Craig, I saw you miss a penalty. He's gone.
Them sometimes, even the biggest players, But I don't mind missing as long as we win.
Exactly. That's the important thing.
I tell you what we didn't give Ace today, Aberfeldy will be getting it next time. Don't worry.
Ooh. Oh, all right. That'll be interesting.
Tough talk. Yeah, that's tough talk, isn't it?
Aberfeldy, I'm sure they're watching. But you know what? I think Aberfeldy are I predicted, apart from the usual FC Bengals or E7, I predicted FC Aberfeldy versus Brick Lane at the very start when I saw the fixtures. So I think Aberfeldy can give you guys a close game. I think you'll be surprised. But like I said, I'm looking forward to that game. I think I think your guys are going to be pretty surprised by the talent on show. And I think one thing they'll definitely add that a lot of the teams haven't added in the Premiership, I think, this season is they'll have heart. They'll come there wanting to give and show and express themselves.
Definitely.
But I think let's not get away from the topic. Well done to FC Bengals. Well done, Craig. Well done to all the management. Like I said, you're on line now to go unbeaten, win the double this season as well after the success last year winning the cup. So hopefully retain the cup. And let's move on. So well done. Thank you very much, Craig. Appreciate the call. Good luck in the semi-final versus Aberfeldy. But let's get back to the game, the Ace game. Like I said, the first team to kind of give them a game. They came there. They showed some hunger. But ultimately, everybody knows what to expect now with FC Bengals. And so I guess when you do show up, the least you can do, Shuel, is put in a shift.
That's it. I think we've been saying this week in, week out as well, is if we're going to go and play against them, the only way you can do is, firstly, they're there to pick everybody else's game, and it's clearly shown that with ACA, because they've come in today and they've done exactly that. I mean, even Craig was, giving a lot of praise to Ace for what they've done today, and from the highlights as well, it clearly showed they played a good game. I mean, they were passing the ball around really well. Everything seemed to be ticking the right way, as in they felt like they were on par with them in every respect, and it kind of shows that if they're one shot on target, whatever it may be, it must have been a battle in the middle, but they've done what they've had to do to keep them at 0-0 as well. So FC Bengals didn't get a goal.
Well, they were one penalty away from from knocking them out. So, but that's small lines.
If Chris was there, he should have taken the last penalty, and that was them. But I'm just pointing out an issue. Obviously, hindsight, we all learn from hindsight.
Yep.
From a manager's point of view. But I admire Ace. They've come a long way from how they used to play and how they play now. They've got good structure. They're very organised, even on the pitch. Charles is a great player, and I had to ask him when he took that penalty. I said, Charles, what went through your mind? Why did you do that? You're a clinical player. Why didn't you just take a clinical free kick? I mean, a penalty, a clinical penalty. And I know maybe nerves. He did have quite a pressurised free penalty to take, but respect to them. Respect to them. And playing against FC is not easy.
No, I think we all realise. So well done, guys. Well done to both teams, and congratulations to FC Bengal for reaching the semi-finals. But let's talk about Aberfeldy, the team they're going to play in the semi-finals. They absolutely destroyed Shadwell today, a Premiership team who have been struggling in the Premiership and have been struggling for a while now. Sanabai, I want to come to you. Give us a minute on Shadwell. What's going wrong there? You guys are really, really struggling.
As we spoke about this quite a few weeks back, it's a rebuilding process. There are younger players that are slowly coming through. New management in the field now, so we have to give them time. We can't expect them to.
Is it a rebuilding phase? Because some of the players have been played. The left backs. Your back four has been playing for the last 4 seasons now, and we've got a number of players that have been around for a good while. It's not a rebuilding. I see 1 or 2 new faces, but it's faces that I've seen for a long time.
You're right. They have been around for a little while. But having said that, for myself, I'll say I'm not playing anymore. Helal's not playing anymore. Selim's not playing every single game.
We should be playing every game.
He's not available all the time. There are experienced players who have come to a side now, so there are youngsters that have come in, so it's going to take time. Yes, there are players in there who have some experience, but maybe not to the level that the other players had. So there's always going to be a change in that sense. So if it's 3 or 4 key players who've been playing for a very long time with a lot of experience, to replace them and to embed the new players in, it's going to take a little while. That's with any team. And
definitely,
what we're trying to do is have the homegrown players a bit more. So you don't see many players from far away. So your likes of your Ben and the one that plays for Sporting Mingo now, Bobby, they're not available. So we're missing some of the really big experience and quality players as well. So if they all arrive, it would make a big difference. But having said that, I'm glad we had a little shuffle in the management, because we need someone committed to run the team, and it's going to be a long-term process.
Okay.
So we're not thinking about the short-term but a long-term process.
Okay, Aberfeldy, guys, if you're watching, great job. My tip for the league and for the cup. So I can't be enough, sing enough praises for you guys. When I watch you play in the summer league, I've seen you play a couple of times in the winter. They seem to have hit the ground running at the right time. They started off really slowly, taking a bit of time to gel after such a good summer league. But now they really have come into their own, and they're looking very, very strong.
Yeah, I mean, across the whole team, I think they've got strength in depth as well as what's on the pitch as well there. And credit where's credit due. I think they've started off, like you said, slowly. I think it took them a couple of weeks just to find their feet in the Winter League, and it seems to be going all steams ahead for them at the moment. So there could be a double on there potentially.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Let's see what happens. Okay, we're out of time for today's show. It's been lively and it's been debate. Well, we've had a great chat. We've seen some interesting comments from everybody. Enam, thank you very much as ever for your insight. And Sanabai, it's been brilliant. Thank you very much. And Shuel, as usual, see you next week.
Yes, you will.
And Iqbal, well done. Good luck for the rest of the season. And no doubt we'll be talking more to you on semi-final where you face Brick Lane.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and we'll have you on the show again, and see hopefully with a place in the final.
Hopefully, inshallah, yeah.
So let's see how that goes.
One step at a time.
Right. Okay. So we're out of time for this week's show. Until next week, you've been watching BFA's On the Ball show. I've been Imran Ghazi. I'll see you next week. Enjoy the week. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.